Hello, how are you doing? Well, I don't know. I would like to do a video today again on current events, but I am kind of afraid to use certain words, as you know. Now, there's so many people that are allowed to speak about certain things, and their videos are not being put down. Now, I have also noticed a lot of people that are very careful what they are saying, what kind of words they're using. And, there's one person that I do listen to uh, all the time, quite a lot. And she has really done a great job to avoid these certain words. And I'm trying to find her here on my computer. Her name is Really Graceful, and I watch her videos most of the time. And he talked about one about being distracted from something huge. That's what she's talking about. And yeah, she is right. She doesn't have to use any of those words that trigger the algorithm of YouTube. And but definitely her video is something that you should be watching. Again, Really Graceful, her newest video. We're being distracted from something huge. And that's true. All that we're having right now is distraction. Yeah, but these distractions, you know what, people are even serious enough to pay attention. I know it's a distraction from the real thing. Now, what is the real thing? Well, the real thing is that this system wants to have total control. Now, what system are we talking about? Now, I have been talking in the past about the beast system, for instance, right? The beast out of the earth, the beast out of the sea. Now, if you want to see those videos, I have done lots of videos. But see, I have to talk about these things because that's what we're right now in. Okay? Some people say, oh no, this Antichrist still is coming at the end, sometime at the end. People, you need to understand the seriousness of our situation that we are in today. Okay, the seriousness of our situation. And when I talk about seriousness, I'm talking about the return of Jesus, the end of human kind. Okay, humankind, the end of humankind is at hand. The time human beings have to make a decision for God, for Jesus, is at coming to an end. Yes, there still will be maybe 3.5 years, 4.5 years during the wrath of God, but you will never be bride of Christ. So right now is the time. Yes, what are they distracting us from? People, it is a total distraction. It is a total distraction from what they are doing today, what the system, okay, is planning today. It is very serious. And this Really Graceful has really made it so clear. She's not even she's not saying that she is a Christian, right? She is talking in general to everybody and to wake people up and to make them look behind the scene, looking into the shadows, behind who is running this government. That we already have this beast system in place. People, the beast system has been in place since the time of Rome. There's only going to be 4 beast systems according to Daniel 7. 4. Okay? 4. And there's no gap in between. One beast follows the other beast. Okay? Again, Babylon, Persia, Greece, Rome. And Rome still exists. It's still here. That beast is still here. And it's called the Holy Roman Empire. That fourth beast was just transformed. And transformed into what? Into the likeness of Satan. Into the likeness of the dragon. Read Revelation 12 and 13 with open eyes. Compare the dragon, the description of the dragon, the description of the beast out of the sea, which is the fourth beast. There's only going to be 4 beasts. That last beast will last until the end, until Jesus returns, until Jesus destroys, or the angels, the army of God destroys this last beast during the wrath of God. Now, I know there are so many distractions. Yes, there are. There's not only tons of distractions, people, politically, but there's tons of distractions and deceptions in our churches. And the people don't even realize it. Yes, I can say that. The people do not realize it. And if we're not waking up, we are going to miss our bridegroom. This is, again, I want to really focus more on this political system today, on this beast system that we are having today. People, again, the Holy Roman Empire, which is still kind of in existence. People can say, oh, well, there's no more empire in Europe. The Holy Roman Empire, which existed in Europe until the First World War, okay? It existed in Europe until the First World. Then that system, that beast, got a head wound, okay? Now, I know there's people that say it has something to do with papacy, but I have done really intense studies, and I've asked the Holy Spirit to really show me the truth. And the truth is that the beast is the political system. Now, we see that in Revelation 17 very clearly. There is a beast, and on top of the beast sits the whore. Now, when we read the description of the whore, that is papacy, who is sitting on this Holy Roman Empire and who controls it. Yes, it is hard to disconnect this whore from the beast, because she reigns it and she has controlled it for 1,000 years, 1,500 years right now. Yes, they're so closely intertwined with each other. But the beast in itself is the political system of Europe that got a head blow, okay? One of the heads was wounded, and that was during the First and Second World War. This is when it seemed that the Holy Roman Empire was destroyed, okay? Because who really held that title? And that was the German Kaiser, the Austrian Kaiser. They all had that title. The Holy Roman Empire was called the Holy Roman Empire. And it seems like it died. But what happened after, today, okay? It came back to life. That is Europe, okay? Europe came back to life. And it is still reigned and set on by papacy. And then we have the second beast out of the earth, which is the empire that we have today. So there's actually 2 beasts in existence today. The beast out of the earth, or the beast out of the sea, let's go with that first, and the beast out of the earth. And the beast out of the earth got its power from the first beast. Read again Revelation 13. I do not want to go into detail. I have done a detailed study about that. Again, I want to really focus more on this political thing that is going on today. And people make no mistakes. If you do not wake up, you will be continuously deceived. Not only politically, but this deception is also a spiritual deception. It's not just going to continue just because you're politically deceived and your eyes are being closed politically. But that also then goes over into your spiritual perception. You will also continuously be deceived in spiritual matters, because that is what's going on today. See, the fact that we have allowed false doctrine in our churches, and I can say really most churches, we have allowed false doctrine, which I call dispensationalism, or which I have told you in my last video, again, it's dispensationalism. Please, you need to absolutely wake up. That is a false doctrine that came out of Catholicism, out of the Counter-Reformation. Do your study. And that has totally infiltrated in our churches. And all pastors, really, I can say, if you know anybody who does not preach dispensationalism, please let me know. I want to know who does not teach dispensationalism. And I am not saying, hey, if they're still in dispensationalism with one foot, if they believe in pre, post, or pre, mid, or post trip, they are dispensationalists. If they believe that there is a 3.5-year tribulation or 7-year tribulation, they are dispensationalists and they are false teachers. And you following these people, then guess what? You are being blinded and deceived even in political areas. And it is very, very serious. The time is serious that we need to wake up. Now, you know that I am not, and I was never on Trump's side, okay? I believe, and I probably cannot even use that word. Why? Because I think even if you mention the name of our previous president, they even flag you on YouTube. They think you are these patriots and radicals and whatever, okay? So even there you have to be careful. Even though, guess what? I am not even on his side. I know he's controlled opposition, or he was controlled opposition, or he's been still being used for controlled opposition. People, wake up, okay? Wake up. That former president of us was controlled opposition. He was used to be a scapegoat. He was used and paid to be there to be a scapegoat. Okay? For now they can say, oh, this was the bad guy, right? So now they can come and say, oh, we are democracy. I'm hearing that word democracy out of this mainstream media and Biden every 5 minutes. Now that he is in Europe, he is saying that every 5 minutes. Oh no, this previous president wasn't, in interest in democracy. People, we don't have a democracy. We do not have a democracy. And our present president doesn't have any idea what democracy is either. He doesn't care about democracy. None whatsoever. Our whole political system doesn't even know what democracy is. Now, okay, I need to really kind of stop right here because, yeah, what is democracy? The rule of the majority? Is that what democracy is? The rule of the majority? So we're going to wiggle our votes so at least we have one more vote, one more vote. And so then we have the majority, and then we can say what will be, how the country will be run. And everybody else has nothing to say. Is that what democracy is? That's not what I think democracy is. Okay, maybe that's why we need to kind of rethink this word instead of throwing it around like hypocrites. Hypocrites. That's what they are. They're hypocrites. They have no idea. Okay? We used to have democracy in this country. Used to. Long time ago. Our country was founded on democracy. Freedom for everybody. Okay? Equality for everybody. Well, of course, at that time they didn't think that blacks or women were equal. I understand. Historically, I do understand why that happened. Okay? That would have happened the other way around too. If blacks would have been in power, they would have done the same thing, people. We are all human beings and we all fall short. We are all sinners. Okay? It doesn't matter. We're not perfect. Neither are we perfect as women, or whatever. We're human beings. And do you know what? That is another thing that I've been harping on for years and years and years. That we are all equal human beings. No matter what we are, male, female, black, white, green, yellow, Jews, Jews or Gentiles, whatever. We are all equal, okay? But obviously, our system that has been created, we don't have our original system anymore. I came to this country because I thought the United States stands for democracy and freedom. Freedom, people, okay? Making our own choices in every area of our life. Whether it is religious, whether it's health, whether it's education, making our own choices. That's what democracy is. Being taken responsibility for our own choices. That's what democracy is. Not depending on a government to tell us what we have to think and believe. A government! Right now, our government. And we even have a world government, people, okay? Make no mistake, we have a world government, okay? There's this health organization, and I'm not even call the name, this, should I say World Health Organization? I guess I can. But anyways, is making our decision today what we're supposed to be doing? It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, okay? And nobody is telling us the truth. This is the system, people, that we are living in today. It's not a free system. It's not a free society. It's not a democracy. But, oh no, we have to push this word, democracy, 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 that the people really got it in their brain to believe that we're still having a democracy. Oh, wow. Why do we have to stress it so hard? Why? Because they're realizing that people are waking up and realizing, wait a minute, do we really have a democracy today? If we're constantly controlled? That we're constantly told what we need to think and believe, and even our actions now are being controlled by this. I just heard something today, okay, that Texas hospital workers, nurses that were there throughout this, whatever you want to call it, okay, are now forced to take them, by a judge, by a U.S. judge, forcing them to get the... What is that? That's freedom? That's democracy? That's not democracy. But that's why Biden has to, and this mainstream media has to just push this issue over and over again. But let's go back to our system. Let's go back to our system. Wake up, people. Okay? We are living right now in this beast system. We have been living in this beast system since it was established, or actually since the last beast was even there, the Roman Empire. That's how long we have a beast system. It went all the way through Europe, and it's still alive, and today we have the beast out of the earth, which we are. The United States is the empire today. Okay? We got the power from Europe, and we are now in the same beast system. Now, the United States was not that beast for a long time. Okay? But it turned into the beast. Now the dragon also rules this beast. Yeah? So make no mistake. Make no mistake and wake up. We are today living in the beast system. We have been living in the beast system, but what makes it worse today? What makes it worse is that this system wants to now again totally control everything. It becomes so obvious that they want to control everything. Who is on top of this system, this beast system, this beast out of the sea and this beast out of the earth? Who is on top? Of course, it's Satan, people. It's Satan. You know it on the dollar bill. What is on the dollar bill, people? It is the all-seeing eye. They already told you. They already told you what they have planned for a long time. And they have planned it for a long time. We are in the middle. I mean, you think we are now getting into? No, we're into the middle of it. This fourth industrial revolution they're talking about. We are in the smack middle of it. And that is part of it. And they're using it to get total control of everybody in this world. And they are putting down China and Russia, because China and Russia just probably in the smallest minute way are looking like they're the opposite people or are against the US world empire or NATO empire. I don't care what you call it. We are a world empire, the US and Europe. You can see that again right now with Biden meeting with G7 in where? Cromwell or somewhere in England. Okay? Cromwell. That's what it is. Cromwell in England. The meeting. The biggest rulers of the world, the biggest leader, the 7 richest leaders of the world. That's who they're meeting. That's the G7. And you can tell that are all people that belong to Europe and the US empire. So NATO, those are allies. And they rule the world. Actually, they don't. They're just frontmen. They're just puppets. They're just puppets. Watch the way they buddy each other. Okay? Oh, and then they're acting like, oh, our former president was, oh my goodness, not in on it. It's all controlled opposition. I hope you know what controlled opposition is. right? You know it. These elite are always creating a polarized situation. So one party and then the other party, but really one is always controlled opposition. They're still controlled, okay? And what do they want with splitting people up into two fronts? They want a solution, okay? They're giving you a solution. Oh, I'm going to pick on this side, so you think this is a bad guy. And now, oh, we're going to all rally around this very nice scenario. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They're all controlled by the same people. Now, who are those people? I have talked about that so many times. It's very hard to pinpoint who these people are. Okay? Of course, you can see like people with money, like Bill Gates behind it, right? Or Klaus Schwab, or just various people, all the financial people like the Rockefellers and, you know, the Rothschilds and all these. They always say that, right? And we don't even know the individual people. We don't even find out about these individual people until, 100 years later. But there are groups behind it, think tanks, I call them think tanks, that are controlling, again, things that are happening in our politics. And these think tanks all have different areas of responsibility. Okay? They all have areas of responsibility. Now, think about the military, for instance. Think about the finances. All those are individual think tanks, but they're all working towards the same goal and under the same umbrella or pyramid. Okay? Because they're answering all to the same people that are hiding behind it. Even the money people. People think, oh, the money has it in their hands. No. They're just frontmen. Who are the people behind it? We don't even see them. Well, we can say, well, maybe the Jesuits or maybe the Black Pope or whoever. But you know what? The ultimate thing is, who rules them all? It's Lucifer. And if we're not understanding that Lucifer is real, Satan, the devil, whatever you want to call him, he is real, people. He is real as I am, you are, whatever. He is real. And if we don't want to understand that he is real, then we don't understand the whole concept. Who is really pulling the strings? Okay? Those politicians are nothing. Nothing whatsoever. They're exchangeable. They're exchangeable. Our former president played a very good role in this whole thing. Okay? I could tell sometimes that he was giving us little hints. Okay? Because I have a feeling he was not so strongly sold to this charade or charade. Is it a charade? Right? It's a front show, okay? Because he had to play a front show. He had to play a certain role in this whole thing. Oh, he knew he was the scapegoat. He knew it, people. Do you hear anything from him right now? No, you don't hear anything from him. He's playing his golf. He's got his money. He's got his fame. But you know what? I bet he didn't get as much fame as he wanted. That's just the way it is. He didn't get as much fame as he wanted. But anyways, he is right now somewhere, who knows where. Nobody knows. Somewhere in Mar-a-Lago or wherever in Florida. Who knows where he is. Okay? Enjoying himself. And he played into this whole stuff. So, no, I'm definitely not behind our former president whatsoever at all. But the one we have now, oh my goodness, is that guy a hypocrite. He is such a hypocrite. And all he is is a puppet. He blabbers some bunch of nonsense. Nonsense. Oh, he is such a phony. He is such a phony. And people don't see it that he is a phony. It is unbelievable. Now, again, going back to the system, people, we need to wake up. This whole thing, yes, it's right. This is all a show, okay? We are being distracted. This is a distraction, yes, but it's a very serious, dangerous distraction. Very serious. You need to do some serious investigating. I put some videos on my YouTube page, Great Deceptions of the End Times, about side effects to this, okay? And the video that I posted, you need to go actually on the description of that video. There is a link to a BitChute, the whole video, okay, on BitChute. And you need to watch that full video. And it's unbelievable how many side effects are coming out and they're hiding it. They're still hiding it, okay? So, but even the ones that are coming out right now that we're hearing from on CDC, okay? CDC is telling us right now that they're having a meeting because they have a tremendous amount of young people with heart problems after the second, okay? So you need to wake up. You need to wake up and see what's going on. And these are only the beginning of side effects. Only the beginning. Okay? I'm not in the position of telling you. There is plenty of information out there. Plenty of information. And if you don't look for it, and you're just going along with all the nonsense that they're dishing out, then you know what? You have nobody to blame. Nobody. Nobody. And the big thing is, and I know I am running out of time, but the big thing is that when you accept the little things, you're deceived in the little things, there is no way you will recognize the mark of the beast. You will not. You will not recognize the mark of the beast unless you open your eyes right now to the deception that's going on. People scream about the mark of the beast. Oh, they want to know about the mark of the beast and blah, blah, blah. You will not know it. Just like this whole thing about, oh, Antichrist, right? Nobody will know who the Antichrist is, even if there's an Antichrist. They don't even see him now. And he is already here. It's unbelievable how people are deceived. And then they run from one person to another, okay, and get even more deceived. Instead of going to the Bible and checking things out and following only Jesus. Following only Jesus. Do you know what people that's a lot more worse on what this whole mark of the beast starts with? Is the bowing down to the system. I made it very clear to you right now what the system is, right? We have the system in place right now. You don't have to wait for anything, okay? We have the system in place right now. And this is the beast that you will bow down to if you're not waking up and if you're deceived, okay? Which a lot of people are already bowing down to. They don't understand by receiving this, they are bowing down to the system. Even wearing the face covering, okay, is bowing down to the system. Yeah, in a sense, you're bowing down to the system, okay? It just depends how far are you bowing down. That is the thing. We are all bowing down in a sense to the system, or we're going along with the system. Okay? We do. In many ways, we're kind of, submitting to the system. What point are you bowing down to it? Okay? It's a fine line. At what point are you worshiping it? At what point do you believe that they are bringing you salvation? And when I talk about salvation, it's salvation for your life. Okay? For your life. At what point do you depend on them for your life? Okay? That you can live. That is worship. You worship somebody when you bow down to them in such a way. Okay? That's the danger that we are going through today. When you're deceived, you will not notice that they will give you the mark. You will not notice because you will make excuses and your eyes have callus on it. Okay? And you cannot see the truth. That is the danger. Okay? So when they have the mark, you are already blind. And you cannot even make that decision anymore. Because previously, you have not taken a stand for Jesus. That's the danger. And I know I had people talking to me about, well, you think the is the mark. No, I don't think the is the mark. No, but it can possibly change your DNA. It's DNA therapy. Okay? It's genetic therapy. The experts who created this vaccine say it. Okay? I believe that interview that I mentioned just a while ago had the guy in it that created the mRNA vaccine. Okay? So listen to that. I'm not saying something because I'm making it up. No, I don't. So be careful. Be on your guard. Understand the Bible and who the beast system is. I call it beast system because it is one huge political system. One huge political system that exists right now, and they're taking over. You don't need to wait for it anymore. It's here. You're living in it. Are you going to bow to it or are you not going to bow to it? That's bottom line. But I'm coming to an end right now. Let the Holy Spirit guide you always.